Meeting of the board. 2.01 is called to order. 2.2 is the Pledge of Allegiance. If you'll please stand and join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. 2.03, adoption of the agenda. It is recommended that the agenda for June 11th, 2025, regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees be adopted as presented.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 3 is recognition. 3.01, recognition of Jessica Stoltz. Mrs. Dutoy.
Thank you, President Parks. On behalf of myself, the Business Department, Dr. Stevens, and the corporation, I'd like to recognize Jessica Stoltz. She earned her Business Office Specialist certification through IASBO. She took the 66 hours of instruction to earn that certification. It helps her to be a better payroll specialist, and we truly appreciate her putting in the extra time.
Great. Well, she's not here. I don't see her unless she's hiding behind someone
No,
tall.
she is not present.
Okay. Well, I'll tell her congratulations for us. 3.2, recognition of SEM Technology Team as the 2025 Indiana CTO Council Team Award. Mr. Modlin.
Let me put my visitor hat on here for a second. Thank you, President Parks, Dr. Stevens, and members of the board. Tonight, we have a representative from Butler University and Avant Blue, Bruce Johnson, here to present an award. Have them come up and join me.
Have to get some notes, and unfortunately, I do not have 20-year-old eyes anymore, so I got to get my little cheaters out. Thank you, Matt, for that introduction. Joining me tonight is Brittany Goodpaster, Head of Business Strategy and Operations for Avant Blue. Before we begin, I'd like to take a second to recognize our partner in the Indiana Chief Technology Officers Council, a collaborative network of technology leaders from across the state committed to advancing innovation, equity, and excellence in education. Avant Blue's mission is to power organizations, particularly in education, with the knowledge and technology needed to make a real strategic impact. As a value-added reseller born out of Butler University, we specialize in developing expert IT guidance, understanding, alongside creative, cost-effective software, hardware, and service solutions. With a deep understanding of the challenges in education, tight budgets, IT talent shortages, and a need for secure, modern infrastructure, Avant Blue is a trusted partner that anticipates needs, simplifies complexity, and drives transformative outcomes for schools and beyond.
Thank you, Bruce, and board for letting us come. It is our great honor to present this year's Indiana CTO Council Avant Blue Team Award, which recognizes outstanding innovation, collaboration, and leadership in educational technology. This award goes to a team that exemplifies how technology can be more than just a tool. It can be a true driver of transformation within schools and communities. The School City of Mishawaka Technology Department, led by Director of Technology Matt Modlin, has set a high standard of strategic, student-focused IT leadership. Under Matt's guidance, the team has successfully navigated the complex demands of modern education, prioritizing digital equity, enhancing cybersecurity infrastructure, and advancing classroom innovation through scalable solutions that support both the educators and students of your district. What truly sets this team apart is their deep commitment to the collaboration, both within their department and across the district. Whether deploying new systems, integrating digital curriculum tools, or developing staff training to empower teachers in a digital learning environment, they have shown that thoughtful technology planning can directly elevate student success. Please join me in recognizing Matt Modlin and the entire School City of Mishawaka Technology Department. Their forward-thinking mindset, commitment to excellence, and spirit of service makes them a model for all of us and a truly deserving recipient of the Avant Blue Team Award.
We'll grab a
Take
quick
another
picture.
minute for a photo.
Oh, no. Great.
I want everybody to come up here so I can see all the people that supported the district and support me every day and do a really great job helping our teachers and students
Congratulations. Great job. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Job well done.
Thank you.
3.03 is recognition of Alan Walker for becoming Certified Education Technology Leader. Mr. Modlin.
Thank you, President Parks, Dr. Stevens, and members of the board. I'm here tonight again as Mishawaka's Director of Technology, but also as a mentor to other aspiring technology leaders across the state and a member of the Board of Directors for the Indiana CTO Council. I'm joined here with my colleague, Jeremy Miller.
Yes, thank you. My name is Jeremy Miller. I am the Director of Technology for Middlebury Community Schools, and I too am a member of the Indiana CTO Council Board of Directors. I also serve as a mentor, as Matt said, for aspiring technology leaders through our CTO to Be program. Today we want to celebrate Alan Walker's remarkable accomplishment, which was earning the Certified Education Technology Leader certification, or the CETL certification. This prestigious credential, offered by the Consortium of School Networks, recognizes mastery in 3 critical areas: leadership and vision, understanding the educational environment, and managing technology resources. Alan's dedication to excellence shines through in achieving this certification. It underscores his commitment to advancing student learning and his understanding that technology is a powerful tool to maximize learning opportunities. By effectively leveraging technology, he empowers students, educators, and the entire learning community. This CETL certification signifies that he has developed a mastery of these essential skills, positioning himself as a leader who can drive educational success through strategic and thoughtful technology integration.
On behalf of the Consortium of School Network, National, and Indiana CTO Council, congratulations once again on this remarkable achievement. We look forward to witnessing the continued positive impact you will undoubtedly bring to students, educators, and the future of education itself. Alan, we'd like to present you with this commemorative paperweight from the Indiana CTO Council, and grab another picture real quick.
Yeah.
'Congratulations. Congratulations, Alan.
3.04 is recognition of SEMs as a Mental Health America Bell Seal Award recipient. Mr. LeBon.
Thank you, President Parks. Good evening, board members, members of the audience. This evening, and continuing the celebration, I'm thrilled to share that School City of Mishawaka has been recognized as a 2025 Bell Seal for Workplace Mental Health recipient at the highest esteemed level of platinum. This was issued by the Mental Health America Association, or MHA. While we certainly embrace opportunities for continuous improvement and are always looking for those, this achievement is a true testament to our deep commitment to nurturing the well-being of every single one of our employees. We achieved a total score of 92%, which is reflected in the results that Mr. Malden is projecting there on the screen. And it's also broken down of how that score is actually configured based on multiple different domains. I do think it's worth noting that only 2 out of 5 employers nationwide meet the rigorous standards of the Bell expectation. And obviously that makes our recognition even more special. And I think it's a clear sign that prioritizing mental health and well-being of our school employees is at the core of who we are. So in closing, while this is a recognition that is issued to the entire organization as a whole, I would be remiss not to acknowledge Ms. Jenny Sanders, Benefits and Wellness Coordinator, who leads the majority of our wellness-related initiatives across the district, but also served as the point of contact for this application process in particular. So thank you, Jenny. Congratulations, and congratulations to Mishawaka.
Congratulations. 3.05 is recognition of Ryan Mitchell receiving the Tech Point Youth Award. Dr. Stockstill.
Thank you. Good evening, President Parks, Dr. Stevens, members of the board. It is my honor to share that our very own Ryan Mitchell has been recognized by Tech Point Youth. Tech Point Youth's mission is to transform lives through STEM education in Indiana. They believe our Indiana youth should be equipped to address Indiana's growing demand for a skilled workforce. Every year, this Indianapolis organization recognizes STEM leaders in the field. This year, Ryan Mitchell has received a special recognition for his work in STEM. Ryan serves as a STEM teacher at Hums and Battelle Elementary, a robotics coach, and an academics competition coordinator. His passion for STEM education and our students is evident every day. He is transforming lives not only in his own STEM lab, but as a STEM coordinator the past few years, also with robotics. He not only transforms the lives of students with his own team, but it expands out to other teams across the district, and that's evident as you've seen in our growing robotics program. And that he continues this work to expand his reach district-wide. Congratulations, Ryan. Mr. Mitchell is just going to share a few words.
Very quickly, I just wanted to say thank you to Dr. Stockstill, to Mr. Yohe, who have both really said yes to anything I've asked. Any idea I have or any program I want to try out, I've usually been told go for it. So that helps, drive our student learning and puts us in a really cool spot as far as what we offer our students every day and with our robotics program and stuff. So thank you too as well, and for everybody else that has emailed me about information I need and given me the okay to do stuff. So I appreciate everybody. Thanks.
For those that are here for the recognition, if you would like to leave, you are welcome to do so. This is your exit. Congratulations, Ryan. All right, moving on to comments and questions from the floor. 4.01, representatives of the Mishawaka Parent Group. 4.02, representatives of school employees. 4.03, representatives of Mishawaka Education Foundation. Angie is going to speak on behalf of Jane.
Thank you. So Jane would have been here, but she was a very busy woman today, as some of you know. She says she's finally sitting down as about an hour ago. So today was the Made in Mishawaka luncheon at Morris Park, and a lot of us were there along with about 250 community members. And we celebrated and honored Shar Spiker and Jay Crawford as our new honorees. Shar has spearheaded the MEF Chip-In for Education for several years now and has been a constant supporter of MEF. Jake is the director of the Mishawaka Community Greenhouse, which MEF has funded and keeps our parks beautiful and maintained. And some of our students are actually work for him, and they're active in the growing processes. We see much of what we see in our parks. Both were surrounded by family and friends, and MEF is appreciative of their service and support. Let's see, what else does she have to say? MEF is blessed, very blessed to have such great community partners to help us help Mishawaka staff and students succeed. So thank you to those who participated today, and the golf outing is July 14th, I believe. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Angie. 4.04 is general public. David Strong.
Madam President, board members, Dr. Stevens, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank Mr. Brew and his staff for their time and effort in providing answers to the questions I raised during the May 7th, 2025 school board meeting. Based on the answers to my questions presented on May the 7th, 2025, I have generated several additional questions. Question 1, how many graduates of the MHS class of 2025 graduated by the way of a graduation waiver? Question 2, with respect to the Caveman Academy of Virtual Excellence, is the school board intending to petition the Indiana Department of Education for a separate discrete corporation identification number? Yes or no, and please explain your answer. Question 3, this is a two-part question. From the set of MHS class of 2025 students who graduated using the Caveman Virtual Academy instructional modality, What was the highest cumulative GPA and what was the lowest cumulative GPA within this set of students? Question 4. I've been led to believe that some students enrolled in the Caveman Academy of Virtual Excellence are enrolled in a category status which I described as a hybrid student, attending high school both in person and virtually, and not physically there, obviously. So you have one student in both modalities, or in both types of status. My question is why? This dual status is most disturbing. Why is a student who is physically capable of attending school in person sometimes and sometimes not? This state of nature invites deliberate student manipulation of the educational process and potentially increases the cost of operations of the Caveman Academy. The only available choice for any student wishing to enroll and participate in the Caveman Academy should be a 100% virtual student. Question 5. What is the latest estimate on the number of homeless students attending School City of Mishawaka schools, and when was this estimate last calculated? Question 6. During school years ending June 2022, June 2023, and June 2024, how many School City of Mishawaka students in each of the foregoing school years went missing and their whereabouts was never satisfactorily accounted for? Question 7. And given the nature of the answer to this question, I would accept some sort of in-camera response from Dr. Stevens or a school board member. The question, for the record and those in the audience, the question is it the intention of this school board to install and operate stationary metal detectors at the entrances of both Mishawaka High School and John Young Middle School? If so, when will such devices be fully operational? And lastly, question 8 addresses item 9.04 of tonight's agenda regarding the Colorado timing system for Mishawaka High School. 4 sub-questions under here. First question, how many vendors were solicited? Question 2, how many offers were received? Question 3, what is the funding source for this proposed transaction? And question 4, does the warranty cover installation labor or just the delineated items of material listed in the offer? And that concludes my comments for this portion of the agenda tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. All right, moving on to the consent agenda. 5.01, approval of the minutes of the May 7th, 2025 meeting. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the minutes for the May 7th, 2025 board meeting as presented. 5.02, approval of the bill warrants and payroll. It is recommended that the board approve the bill warrants and payroll in the amount of $7,996,568.67 from the appropriate funds. 5.03, approval of the April financials. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the April financials as presented. 5.04, approval of the April 2025 monthly major fund financials. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the April 2025 monthly major fund financials. 5.05, approval of the donations. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the donations as listed and presented. 5.06, approval of the overnight field trips. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the overnight field trips as listed. 5.07, approval of position descriptions. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the position descriptions as presented. 5.08, approval of the consent agenda. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 6 is reports and discussion items. 6.01, fifth annual One Day in the Sun and SEM Wellness Update. Mrs. Sanders.
sorry, I always say it Saunders.
You can say however you will like.
Sanders,
I will
thank you.
answer to it. Good evening, and thank you guys so much for having me tonight. I wanted to talk a little bit about our wellness program and give some updates, including and starting with One Day in the Sun. So as some of you may remember, One Day in the Sun started about 5 years ago as a part of the One initiative that Meg Sauer headed. Sorry, I can't talk. And had went through some MEF grants to pay for something for our students, our staff, and something for the community. And One Day in the Sun was for the community. Our goal was to show people that just one person can make a difference. They can make a difference with one kind word, one smile, one hug. So that was our general overlying theme. One Day in the Sun is a mental health fair that we put on for the public. And we work with a lot of community partners for it. And our plan was always that we don't want it to look like a mental health fair. The only people who show up to mental health fairs are people who work in the mental health industry. So we wanted it to look like it was a fun time for everybody, for our families, our community, and our staff. And we feel like we've done a pretty decent job of doing that. So our first mental health fair was June 19th, 2021, and you can see that we had 27 community partners participate. We provided about 200 free meals, and we had approximately 300 attendees. There's not a huge amount of room for us to grow at the park. We're out at Central Park, and they donate it for us, which is really great of them. But currently, at our last one, we had about 31 community partners. We provided 400 meals. We had 15 sponsors, and we had approximately 500 attendees. If you look at the pictures, the first picture up at the top is from our first one, and at the bottom, I chose this picture because you can see a line of people in the back. When we started One Day in the Sun this year, we had a massive line that had over 300 people in it. And I know that because we had 300 bingo boards made and we ran out of them, and Darlene had to run and make copies. So there were a lot of people there. The bingo boards, in case you guys are wondering, we started doing that last year, and if our attendees visit all of our community partners, they'll get a sticker on their bingo board, and once it's full, they can come back and turn it into us. And they can turn it into us. We'll give them a coupon for a free Kona ice or a Bonnie Doon ice cream. I'm sure that had nothing to do with all the people out there. But we ran out of a lot this year, which is a good problem and a bad problem. But I will say we had overwhelming positive comments from the attendees and from our community partners that worked with us. So hopefully you guys can all come out next year for our 6th annual One Day in the Sun, which will be May 30th, and again out at Central Park. All right, I, in addition, wanted to just share some information about some other wellness initiatives that we put on. I am in no way going to share everything that we do or talk about every single thing on these slides, but we want wellness to be more than just something that every once in a while we have an event or we do a wellness challenge. We want it to be part of the everyday life at School City of Mishawaka, and that starts with the first day of school, where we provided everybody or all of our buildings with fruit bowls in their lounges just so that our teachers, our staff could have a healthy snack on their first day of school. We also try to bring physical health out on site with flu shots. We do lab work on site. We do mobile mammograms on site. I will say that we got a report not too long ago from our insurance company, and when it came to preventative health, our mammograms had a really, really high rate of people who were up to date on them, which is great. And I hope that in part that's because we bring it to people and try to make it convenient for them. We also have focused quite a bit on community engagement. We go out to HealthLink and do their health fair. Dave Troyer and I went to Kids to Parks Day that the Parks Department put on recently. And our hope is that we can bring some wellness into the community, but also that we can bring School City into the community. And we can have a presence and show people that School City might be a great place to work and to send your students. We're actually just today started working on HealthLink is going to have their health fair this year out at one of our buildings, which will be a great opportunity and for our students and our staff. And then the other thing I want to share is I feel that social wellness is just as important as physical wellness and nutrition. If people don't feel like they belong and like they're a part of something, they're never going to stay. They're not going to be happy. And there are a lot of studies on the effects that that can have on your health. So we try to do quite a few things where people can be a group. I do want to point out that I have a couple of items in here intentionally that are not my items. One of them is the Celebration of Excellence, which Jen Smith puts on and does a great job with. The other one would be blood drives, which the high school puts on. And the reason that I put those in there is I wanted to point out that wellness isn't just me, that we have a lot of things throughout our district that are part of wellness and they fall under the wellness category. And we just did that mental health challenge with the Ice Bucket Challenge that I wasn't part of, but I got the opportunity to dump ice on somebody's head that might be in this room. Again, part of mental health, part of wellness, something that had nothing to do with me, but we did bring it out and keep wellness and mental health in the eyes of our students and our staff. I just have one more thing I want to share with you guys tonight. And this is part of the why we do mental or wellness, why we focus on mental health, why we make the investment of the time and the money in it. So throughout 2024, we participated in the Hoosier Wellbeing Data Project with the Wellness Council of Indiana. So they took 2 years worth of our insurance data, 2023 and 2024, no PHI, no protected health information, no identifying factors at all into who the people that the health data belonged to were. But then they analyzed it, really looking for the effects of health on the workplace. I think there were 20 employers that participated in it, and I think 18 of them finished it. But I wanted to show, they had shared a report with us a few months ago, a 54-page report, and I'm not going through all of that with you guys, but I did want to show the effects of mental health on job retention. So it shows that we had about 3% of our claims cost was part of mental health. Which does not seem like a huge percent. But then when you look over at the other charts, for that 3% of our mental health claims, it's a huge amount of our turnover seems to correlate with mental health. So on the top chart, which I can't see, probably if I put my glasses on, you'll see that our overall turnover rate, this is over a 6-month period. So what they did was they said 6 months from the time that somebody was diagnosed with a mental health disorder, and then they measured it from that 6 months going out. So overall, people that were not struggling with mental health, it was a 3.9% turnover rate. But with people that were struggling with substance abuse, it was a 20%. All mental health conditions at 13.7%, and depression at 13.6%. And then if you break it down further with the one underneath that, under that same 6-month period, you see that people who had counseling that had other mental health conditions, we had 0% turnover, where we had 14.3% turnover for people who did not have counseling. For depression, it's a little bit closer, 11.3% for people with counseling and 15.1% for people that had no counseling. But then substance abuse, again, we had 0 turnover for people that were getting counseling and 50% turnover for people that were not. So we wanted to share that just to show that it really does make a difference when we can help our employees and provide them with these different programs that we allow. And that is the end of my presentation, unless you guys have any questions, comments.
Nicely done. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Moving on to 7, Human Resources, 7.01, Personnel Report, Ms. LeBon.
Thank you, President Parks. This evening, we're recommending the appointment of 6 certified and 2 classified positions. We also have 15 extra duty assignment recommendations for your review, along with our summer programming, which is on the personnel report tonight, and this includes 27 certified and 10 classified recommendations. As a reminder, the majority of our staffing at our elementary and middle school summer programming has been facilitated in partnership with the Boys and Girls Club of the Northern Indiana Corridor as well. So that's why you see some of the, or most of the summer programming focusing on our classified positions, administrators, and then at the high school level in Oakland as well. to share just a brief overall update on our staffing and where we sit heading kind of towards the end of the 24-25 school year and heading into the summertime. We're certainly cognizant of the opportunities for shifts over the summer months. But as we sit here tonight, I'm really pleased to share that we are nearly 100% staffed with both our certified and our classified positions across the entire district. There are certainly exceptions and pockets where we have opportunities there, but we obviously could not be happier with where we are as we sit here this evening. With that, I certainly have to acknowledge Darlene Cochran and Michelle Workman for their efforts, but also the efforts of all of our building level leaders as well, and our departmental leaders as well, who work tirelessly to recruit and to retain the quality individuals that we have serving in School City Mishawaka. So we're really pleased on that and wanted to give you an update there. Also appearing on the personnel report this evening is the recommendation to appoint 2 administrative positions. First, we have Mr. Ivan Castillo as Assistant Principal at Mishawaka High School. Pending your approval this evening, Mr. Castillo, his contract will take effect July 1st, 2025. Ivan recently completed his 4th year as Assistant Principal at Clay International Academy, part of South Bend Community School Corp. Prior to his time at Clay, Ivan served as an elementary dean of students and taught English and Spanish at the secondary levels as well. I had an opportunity to speak with some friends of Mishawaka, some current and former employees that we've had here, about Ivan during the interview process, and they described him as a good dude. It's important. Who was recently married in Italy, also very cool. That he loves and enjoys playing and coaching soccer. He really cares about kids, and he's really great at making relationships with them. That said, we could not be more excited to welcome Ivan and his wife to the Mishawaka and School City families, and we look forward to his leadership for many years to come. So following the recommendation, I'll invite both Ivan and our next appointment up the podium to speak, but that's our first. Next, we're recommending the appointment of Mr. Evan Fraz as Director of Athletics. Evan is an alumni of Mishawaka. He brings a wealth of experience in athletic leadership and student athlete development. Mr. Fraz returns to School City Mishawaka, most recently having served as the Dean of Athletics at Northwood High School with Wani Community Schools. Previously, in addition to serving as a varsity football special teams coordinator at Warsaw High School under Mr. Bart Curtis, Evan served as assistant varsity boys coach, and assistant girls track coach as well. I want to share a little bit about a memo that was shared with the Wani staff when they announced internally that Evan was going to be departing. Some of the words that were shared with that staff, and it goes that Evan's forward-thinking approach and his passion for education-based athletics elevated both the day-to-day operations and the long-term planning of our programs. And I think, speaking from Mishawaka's perspective, we're equally as confident as we are excited for him to bring those contributions to School City of Mishawaka. So again, following our vote here in just a moment, I'm going to invite both Mr. Castillo and Mr. Fraz to the podium to speak. Finally, and before we get there, also appearing on the personnel report this evening are 4 retirements that I would like to quickly acknowledge. First is Mrs. Bev Anglin. Bev has served in several roles over her 27 years of dedicated service to the corporation, most notably as the school secretary at Twin Branch Elementary, and most recently as an office assistant at Twin Branch. The Tiger students, staff, and families have greatly valued her steady presence and commitment over the many years, and we're going to miss Bev a lot. Next up is Miss Dawn Berry. Dawn has been with SCM since 2014, serving as a custodian at various locations, but most recently serving at John Young Middle School, where she has been a dependable and valued member of the Jaguar School community. Next, Wanda James. For 22 years, Miss James has served in the Food Services Department at Patel Elementary School, contributing daily to the well-being of students through her hard work and keeping those bellies full. Her presence and her commitment have been greatly appreciated by both families and staff alike. And last but not least, Mr. Bruce Wolf. Since 2008, Bruce has served as a reliable substitute and most recently as a program assistant at the high school. His flexibility, support, commitment, and particularly in the areas of music, have made a meaningful impact on the Mishawaka community. That said, on behalf of the board and the admin team, we want to wish Bev, Dawn, Wanda, and Bruce the very best in their next chapter, and wish them for their thank you for their many years of service to Mishawaka. With that, as always, happy to answer any questions, but it's recommended the board approve the personnel report dated June 11th, 2025 as presented.
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Very good, thank you, congratulations. If you'd like to come to the podium and say a few words. Short straw goes first.
Yeah, I'm probably not the best public speaker like good old Jerome over there, but no, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this opportunity. I know every day I'm going to walk in and lead this office with integrity, passion, and respect for the tradition that we have in Mishawaka. So I'm excited for the opportunity and can't wait to get to work.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, nobody gave me a heads up about a speech, so I'll keep it nice and short. Yeah, my wife and I have been part of living in Mishawaka for the last almost 5 years. So thank you for the opportunity to have a chance to give back to the community. Serve the families, but also the students.
Great.
Very good.
Thank you. Congratulations to you both. We look forward to getting to know you and welcome you back and hope for great things. 7.02, approval of the employment with individual employees. Mr. Laban?
Pursuant to Indiana Code, it's recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve employment with the individuals listed in the administrative content.
7.03, approval of the amended Appendix A of the 2024-2025 SEM Employee Handbook. Mr. Laban?
You have to vote on 7.02
Oh,
first.
mine doesn't have.
They didn't give us the line.
Sorry.
Okay, it's all right.
We'll go back to 7.02. Can I have a motion?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now, 7.03.
I'll take it. The administration is seeking approval to amend the approved salary range for school psychologists from what it's currently at as 50,000 to 75,000, increasing that to 60 to 85,000 effective immediately. Given the critical role that school psychs play in the mental well-being of all of our students' academic success, the current range is proving to be a significant barrier in our ability to recruit and to retain our school psychs. There's obviously a well-known shortage nationwide with school psychs, but you couple that with the private sector's ability to offer compensation that we can't compete with in the public sector. And we have to be more competitive in that realm if we're going to continue to recruit and again retain our current psychs. So if approved, this will be reflected in the 25-26 update that we present, and I'll bring back to you here next month or the beginning of August as well. But we do want to be able to start working and recruiting individuals at this higher scale effective immediately. So it's recommended that we approve the amended Appendix A of the 24-25 handbook as presented.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
8 is Curriculum, Instruction, and Technology. 8.01, partnership with School City of Mishawaka, the Boys and Girls Club of Northern Indiana Corridor Leadership Center. Mr. Troyer?
Thank you, President Parks, Dr. Stevens, members of the board. School City of Mishawaka has partnered with the Boys and Girls Club of Northern Indiana Corridor on serving students and families for several years. Recently, the Boys and Girls Club received a grant that allows them the opportunity to provide additional academic, emotional, and social supports for our students with the greatest needs at their updated leadership center. This upcoming year, School City of Mishawaka looks to partner with the Leadership Center pilot program to support our students at John Young Middle School and Mishawaka High School. And tonight we are seeking your approval for this partnership. And with that, let me reintroduce our friend, the CEO of Boys and Girls Club, Mr. Dwayne Wilson.
Thank you, President Parks, members of the board, and Dr. Stevens. We're excited about this new initiative that we're having. It's the Fair Family Center for Leadership, and it really has two purposes. One specifically is what Mr. Troyer talked about, but our vision for this is to create a transformative space where struggling students and tweens, so it's students during the school day and tweens after school, those right before middle school or right in middle school, can grow academically, socially, and emotionally, empowering them to break cycles and build brighter futures. And the part that Mr. Troyer was talking about is really a co-creation between School City Mishawaka and us. We've sat together with Dr. Stevens and his administrative team, Dr. Stocksdale, Matt Johns, Mr. Troyer, and we've kind of sat together with Mr. Laban, and we have put together with the principals of both the middle school and the high school this program that we hope will meet your needs. That's the goal of what we're trying to provide, to meet the needs of the schools that we partner with. And I'll emphasize, this could not be a better district to pilot this program with. We're hoping to expand it beyond Mishawaka, but also to our local schools in South Bend and other school districts that we're working in, John Glenn as well, and as well as Penn. But the whole idea, how we're going to pilot this, is that we're going to start with, I think it's 12 identified middle school students in the program at John Young that are already identified. And we're going to service them on a half-a-day basis. This is not an alternative school. This is not, they're going to remain in the school, but what we're going to do is meet the needs that the schools have identified. For the afternoon, for the high school, this is going to be an alternative to suspension and an alternative to expulsion. I remember when I was at Clay High School as an assistant principal, we would expel students, and what would they do for the remainder of the semester or the remainder of the quarter, depending on how long their suspension was? They would do nothing. And they would come back behind, as just, if they were already behind, more than likely. But this is an opportunity to support the students in your district, to keep them going, accelerating where they are, no matter where they are, whether they're behind or even maybe they're on par. But we want to keep the academic process going, and we're going to support you all in that regard. We have a staff psychologist who will be overseeing this process. We will be hiring a certified teacher to be facilitating the academic portion. We'll have what we identify as youth development instructors who will provide the emotional support, who will provide the academic support. We're going to have a case manager who will follow them, not just while they're at the center, but all throughout the program to make sure that their academic support, emotional support, and the skill developments are still remaining. And then we'll just have counselors available. We have licensed social workers that are on our team already to be able to support both their families and the students as well. So we're excited about this. And again, I emphasize, this is something that we've co-created with the team in Mishawaka. So thank you for the opportunity. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Yeah. At this time, do you have any questions for either myself or Mr. Wilson?
No.
And if not, we are, go I ahead. just had a question.
Yes.
So will you follow the students, as you said, you have a number of students. So if the student, for example, is being expelled, does that student physically go to your facility? How is the student being followed along the way?
We are responsible, that's part of the MOU that we've talked about. We're responsible for getting them from the school. We'll pick them up at the school, bring them to our location, and it's located on Sample Street. If you're familiar with the area, it is the old Ivy Tech Administrative Building. Sure. So we will bring them to us, and we will return them back to the school. We've worked out lunches if they're going to be staying all day. So we'll provide lunch if they're staying all day. If they're on the students who are coming half a day, they'll eat lunch before they leave, and then eat lunch when they return. So we're working out that timing there. So yes, we'll transport them there.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. And that's part of the work that we've done together is just identifying that we do have a number of students that face lengthy suspensions and things of that nature. And we all know that a suspension is not the best thing for a student. They don't get the additional supports other than maybe some emails back and forth with their teacher to do their work while they're suspended. So I'm really excited about this, and I thank Mr. Wilson for coming this evening.
Is it voluntary, though, on their behalf? Do they have to, is it mandated or for them to go, or is it voluntary?
I believe there'll be some of each.
Okay. I think we should mandate it.
Yes.
Well, I think this will be a tool that the expulsion examiner could use as, strong suggestions on, please complete this program. Right. Come back to us, let us know that you're ready to come back to the school, things like that.
I think it's all benefits of positivity moving forward, so.
So when you say it's a program, are we talking that this is like a 9-week basis, a 1-semester basis? Is there a time frame that we're looking to be working with these
Great
groups?
question. Depending on when they're expelled, it's a rolling entry into it, but we're also looking at 10 weeks. So if a student is expelled for an entire quarter or semester, depending on the length, we'll keep them for that time.
Okay.
Definitely sounds like a win-win for the students as well as the corporations.
Absolutely. I hope so. Certainly hope so.
Okay.
All right, we're seeking your approval then.
All right. Is there a motion?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
8.02, instructional coach update, Dr. Stockstill and Ms. Stevens.
Thank you. We recently finished another successful year with instructional coaches in our schools. Currently, we have 8 instructional coaches in shared positions across the district that partner with teachers to work together to improve student outcomes. This year, due to the requirement by the Department of Ed, we had 2 of our coaches serve as literacy coaches at only one building. Typically, they are at multiple buildings across the corporation. But due to 2 of our schools having to join the literacy cadre, they became literacy coaches just for this year and for the following year. You will see a handout in your packet, and this provides a little bit more information about the cadre, but also it gives you some of the state data of the cadre from the first 2 quarters of the school year. They'll release another one at the end of the year, so that's why you're seeing quarter 1 and quarter 2. The cadre exists to help students receive the early literacy skills they need for lifelong success and support schools in reaching the 95% goal to pass iRead. Our 2 schools that participated in the cadre were LaSalle and Liberty. We are very appreciative of the time and effort put into the cadre by our teachers, our principals, Kristen Wells and Ben DeMoncas, and our instructional coaches, Nikki Jellison and Amanda Stevens. This evening, we're going to zoom in on Liberty a little bit more closely with their coach, Amanda Stevens.
Good evening. I'm Amanda Stevens. I'm the instructional coach at Liberty, the literacy cadre instructional coach. And I'm excited and grateful to have this chance to share a little bit about Liberty's success and our growth in literacy. I need to start, though, by first saying how we've really built a solid foundation with the programs, Amira, the AI reading tutor, and the program UFly. Those were really headed up by our former principal, Rebecca Cummings, and because of her vision and commitment, she really laid that groundwork for us at Liberty. And then this year, with Kristen Wells coming in, she really just took that baton and ran with it. She has just been really strong and steady with her support and her intentionality. I chose that word specifically because she's very intentional in her planning and how we look at data and how we move forward. That has really kept the momentum going with these programs and helped us really use them with buzzword fidelity. And that word really is important because you can't really judge programs until you really implement them with fidelity. And I can honestly say we have, and it's because of those two's leadership within that. And as far as being part of the Indiana Literacy Cadre, it's been an interesting journey for me because, I've been a coach now for 4 years, so being a part of this has been a little different, but it's opened a lot of doors for more support and resources. As part of the cadre, I've had the opportunity to attend monthly professional development that's been grounded in the science of reading. We all know the importance of that. We've done a lot of book studies on high-impact strategies, and I've received hands-on coaching from our what's the name of it? Our training support specialist. She's been really hands-on and helped talk things out, and so that's been really awesome. Also, being a part of a network of educators that I get to share ideas with, bounce things back and forth, has been really empowering too. All those opportunities have really helped me grow as a coach and in my ability to transfer that information that I learn into action with the teachers. With all that said, though, it's really our entire team at Liberty that has been the heart of the success that we've had. Our teachers and our support staff are really in alignment, and we all really believe in what we're doing as far as the programs. And also, we really believe in each other's strengths and professional abilities, which is obviously very important, but you can really feel it when you're there. We have the plans, ideas, and the action steps ready to hit the ground running for next year. And I just want to take the time, hopefully some of them see this, and I tell them to their face too, but I really want to personally thank our Liberty teachers for their collaboration and their willingness to open their classroom doors and work alongside me in being a thought partner in this process. Because it can be a little, it's kind of hard sometimes for teachers to let other adults in the room and really be in there. So I want to thank them for being open to that. Okay, we can go on to the next one. Okay, on this slide, I want to take a moment and just give a little bit of an insight, a little snapshot behind one of the student-centered coaching cycles at Liberty this past year. So on the screen, you'll see two columns, and in the first column, it shows the baseline data of where we began with this specific coaching cycle. So in the beginning, we always pre-assess our kids on where they are on whatever standard that teacher wants to work on and have the students grow in. So that's where we started. And from there, we planned out our coaching cycle. This one was a 5-week cycle. And then we would assess each week on the skills taught, meet up and say, okay, let's adjust our instruction, maybe adjust groups of kids, and then teach again next week. We did that for 5 weeks. And after just the 5-week session, you can see the results there in the post-assessment data. By the end of the 5th week cycle, you can see that in the second column, we went from 10 students in the emerging category. I'm sorry, that was in the first column. 10 students were emerging at the beginning, and then by the end, 0 were emerging. So we've moved all those kids at least one level. We grew from 1 student meeting grade level proficiency to 10 students. And so this is just one example of many of data points, many coaching cycles with very similar outcomes. But the great part for me is that this type of data and use of data continues long after these coaching cycles happen. And so I just wanted to point out how it's really evident through my work, but then Katie will show you the end result of the big tests, that our teachers really are intentional in using the data, not just giving an assessment and moving on. So I'm really proud of our staff for that, and it's something really to be excited about. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda, for showing us not only and talking about the systems that Liberty has had in place, but also looking at what it actually looks like in the classroom. So what does it mean to have the cadre in our schools, and what does it mean to work with an instructional coach? Now we want to share how this type of work, combined with strong system, leads to big outcomes on state assessments. The following graph shows the iRead pass rate for 3rd grade students at Liberty Elementary for the past 3 years. We still have one more administration, so meaning we still have a chance for our last number in 2025 to increase. But as of right now, Liberty is going to be above 94% proficiency, our pass rate in iRead, coming from a 56% proficiency just 2 years ago. And I know I don't display this here, but their grade 2 students all took iRead as well. And as Amanda shared, their focus is K-3 literacy in the cadre and in their intentionality in the systems that we described. And their grade 2 students who took iRead were at a 74% pass rate. So that's the highest in our district. And these grade 2 students that pass next year will not have to take the 3rd grade test because they've already passed. This is a true testament to show that dedication and hard work of the staff, along with the right systems of Amira, UFly, and literacy cadre with instructional coaching, can make a major impact. Congratulations, Liberty students, staff. You should be very proud of the work that you have done. Moving forward through our instructional coaching model, we are going to continue our primary goal of partnering with teachers. I like what Amanda said, being that thought partner and co-teaching and being in the classroom and using student data to drive instruction. We are going to continue the literacy cadre at 2 of our schools and expand the practices that work from the cadre to other schools. We will have 1 exceptional learners coach, Mrs. Frankie Bender, who will serve targeted populations of students and teachers. Mrs. Brittany Duff-Batiste will be our instructional coach at the middle school. And sharing coaching positions at the high school are Mr. Patrick Hahn, Mr. Jeff Hallecky, and Mrs. Dee Dee Gerber. Thank you again for your time and attention this evening. We look forward to another impactful year ahead with our coaches.
Thank you for the update. Good job. 9 is business and operations. 9.01, public hearing for the superintendent's contract. I shall hold a public meeting to propose the contract. So I'm going to open a public hearing for anyone who has any comments about Dr. Stevens' contract. Come on up, Dave.
I remember when they offered Dr. Stevens the initial contract, and this same meeting was held in the summer, and the shorts and a t-shirt. And in the middle of the week, strategically early afternoon, and so I was the only one in the peanut gallery, not like this evening here. But item 9.02, I fully support 5-year employment contract extension for Dr. Theodore August Stevens as superintendent of the School City of Mishawaka. However, and as for our legal folks, I am concerned about the automatic contract extension language as currently set forth in item 4, contract extensions, paragraph A of the employment contract. This contract item appears to bar public input on any future proposed contract extensions with Dr. Stevens. The contract term also appears to be in conflict with the current SCM policy 1220, employment of the superintendent, dated April 13th, 2022, which permits public input on the terms and conditions of any superintendent of school in Mishawaka contract. That concludes my comments, Madam Chairman. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I'm going to close this public hearing. 9.02, approval of the teacher contract amendment for the employment of superintendent of schools from July 1st, 2025 through June 30th of 2030. It is recommended that the Board of School Trustees approve the contract of employment with Dr. Theodore Stevens as superintendent of schools. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 9.03, approval of the resolution of the Board of School Trustees for School City of Mishawaka awarding contracts for Hums Elementary project. Dr. Stevens.
Thank you, President Parks. As you know, and the fine gentlemen are here, architect Hebert and Hebert, along with construction manager F.A. Wilhelm, will present the final details of the design and construction-related bids to proceed with the Hums Elementary School project. Once they are done, we will be looking for your formal action to pass the resolution that essentially allows us to continue with the project. So with that thought in mind, I'm going to turn it over to our friends from Hebert and Hebert to kick things off. How's that?
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to be in front of you tonight. President Parks, Board of Trustees, Dr. Stevens, congratulations on your extension. It's been a pleasure to work so far on this project. To date, we have completed the design, we've completed the construction documents, and bid the project. Tonight, we will review those phases of work with you and the outcome of that bidding process. At this point, I'm going to turn over to Richard Hebert, our project architect, and he's going to go through the design in a very brief fashion. Right? And then we also have representatives from F.A. Wilhelm who will discuss the project budget, bidding, and schedule. Thank you.
Thanks, Ken. Make sure I got that. There we go. So the design overview, basically, we have been working with Principal Yohe and all the instructional staff, Ken Kellenbach, the Director of Facilities, and all the planning meetings for the last, since we were commissioned the project for the last year. And so this design is representative of taking those, the input at those meetings and refining it with F.A. Wilhelm's budgeting expertise. And we had to refine it pretty well in some portions, as you recall, to bring it into scope. So we're pretty excited about bringing this to you today in budget with all the planning details and all the parts and pieces that are going to make a wonderful school. The site Whoa. You'd think Ken was at the control. So our consultants, Troyer Group, Civil and Landscape, helped us with the design of all the site infrastructure. As you can see, we have two major points of entry for the parking areas and drives, understanding the problems in the community with the queuing of the parents at the start and end of the school day. And so they've developed a strong, I don't know if this pointer, yeah, probably not, a nice long queuing loop with parking in the middle on the west side of the parcel. And on the east side, in front of the gymnasium main entry, we have another loop drive that can also facilitate bus staging, and it's at the kindergarten entry. So forward facing the Harrison Road, 12th Street, the gymnasium will have the school logo. The building design exterior envelope has two metal color panels, a silver and maroon, and brick that's two brick tones, as you see in the renderings, that we've worked with that follow along with School City Mishawaka color palette. We wanted to tie in that branding. The main entry is off this drive. It has a main canopy for the students, and we have a secured entry we'll show you in the floor plans as we move through the planning. This is the kindergarten entry right next to the big gymnasium, and on the left side of the gym box is the public entry for all the events. So we'll have nice parking access for out of both parking lot areas for all those public events. This is the kindergarten playground area, which is secured, fenced, and it's separated from all those big first and through sixth graders. And there's direct exit right out of the kindergarten classrooms to that playground area. This view is the main entrance with the canopy covered, a nice scale brought down for the students coming into the school with the school name right up on the cast stone. That's the brick and the banding that's part of the color palette. Floor plan is very similar to what we started with quite a while ago. It used to be in somewhat of a Y shape, and now it's a T shape. We worked through a lot of planning meetings with Principal Yohe and focusing all the lower elementary classrooms to the left of that T-shaped wing and the upper L to the right for age separation, and then all the school special classroom areas, media center, art, music, are in the main core. The administrative zone is in that pink-red area right near the main entry. There's a secured entry vestibule, separate area to allow students and staff to badge through without being stopped in that secured entry vestibule, that then those public can be vetted out by the administrative staff there. The cafeteria is in that green zone, the kitchen serving area, and then the auditoria, which is in that blue zone, has a nice seating population of 225 that we can put in there for events. In between the gym, which is the light blue, and the auditoria, the dark blue, is a platform area that you'll see in the renderings as we move through. Has an operable wall on both sides. And then for that great STEM instructor, we've got the robotics lab right on that platform that we've given access right from the PLTW room. This is a view inside one of the hallways where it's at an intersection point, just depicting a little bit of how that will feel, a hexagonal kind of bulkhead space, a little variety in the movement through the hallway. This view is in one of the classroom wings where we have a little shared group learning area outside of some of the classrooms where it's a breakout space for the students. And so instructional staff can have students do things out there with maybe some of their other first grade classrooms or second grade classrooms as a core. And all the corridors in those classroom areas have lockers, unlike what the current situation is at Holmes. It was a desire by the staff to have separated lockers. This is a view of the auditoria space that will serve as the cafeteria, and then it can also serve with seating where those tables can be put into storage and have programs, small programs with a little platform area. That operable wall there opens up and you can have different events, not unlike board meetings, held at the school. And then we'll have large monitors set up on the sides that is also current in the existing cafeteria where they have things that are displayed. And coat hooks on the back wall for as the students come in here and then they go out to playgrounds, they're able to grab their coats and keep going. This view is of the gymnasium. We have on that same platform that operable wall, which can open up. It's inset so that it is not an impact area for all the running games. And then on the right side of the image, we have spectator seating that has a few rows that pull out so we can, during a game, there's about 150 or so seated in that area. And then for programs, those can pull all the way out and seat about 275 plus another 225 in chair seating. So a nice size program space for the gymnasium. This is a typical classroom casework layout. We standardized with Mr. Yo and the different instructional staff the casework appropriate for the lower L and for the upper L, and negotiated with all the instructors what worked best for them. Because the last thing you want to do as an architect is put casework that doesn't fit their papers or the storage things they want to store and come in. And so it's outfitted with a teacher wardrobe. On the right side, there's a desk area that'll be lit so that it can back up to a kidney bean table in the seat, so the instructor has a space. This is a kind of a close-up view of some of the storage areas in the classroom casework. And now I'll turn it over to Tyler Blank. He's the man that's led all the budgeting work to date, and then when he's with F.A. Wilhelm, and we've worked with him. And this is probably the last time you'll see him, right, Tyler?
Yeah, probably so.
He transitions off and turns it over to the other team that's going to build.
Yeah. Thank you, Richard. I'm Tyler Blank, Pre-Construction Director with F.A. Wilhelm Construction. We wanted to go over the project cost as well as phasing with you this evening. We thank you for your time. I will round these numbers for discussion purposes, but the full values are listed on the screen here. This is the cost summary for the new Hums Elementary School. We received bids on May 22nd for this project. The total project budget came in at $41.3 million for the school. This includes 28 bid packages that we set up for different scopes of work that went out to bid to the public. We received over 95 proposals on this job, which is great participation from the community, the subcontractors around, so we're really happy about that, and most of them are local companies as well, so very good there showing. To break down that budget a little further, direct construction costs, $36.3 million. That's the construction of the new school as well as demolition of the existing school. And then indirect and soft costs, $4.9 million approximately. This includes design, abatement, FF&E, which is furniture, the equipment to all the tables, chairs, things like that that go into the school, the playground equipment, as well as other costs that were considered indirect and soft. And just to give you a little background here on budget tracking, the last budget we put together and we submitted back in February, earlier this year, we were at $43.2 million. So the good news is this project came in $1.9 million under our last budget, so we're very happy about that. The participation again there was great. And bid alternates, there are 6 total for this project. We're still working through all of those, but the larger one here is bid alternate number 1, which adds 3 additional classrooms for this school, which is just over $1.3 million. So that was one that we're exploring further with everyone involved. On the schedule, Patrick will go through our site logistics plan and milestone dates for the school.
Which one is this here? Hello, everybody. I'm Patrick Allender, project manager with F.A. Wilhelm, more on the operations side. So we'll typically take over after pre-construction's done and we actually get into construction. So we put together a preliminary schedule, has us starting late September of this year, if it all works out. This site logistics map, what's highlighted in blue is some of the upfront utility work that we would like to get done yet this summer. We think, there'll be a little less impact on the school itself if we can do that. And this is kind of shows the phasing plan for what we would anticipate for the project. And as you can see, phase 1, beginning late September, and then wrapping up late May of 27. There's an alternate down at the bottom for phase 1A in case we need to relocate parking for some of the retention pond that's going to go in up front. And then, as you can see, then after we're complete with phase 1, we'd move the construction site over to phase 2 for the building demolition, and that would happen immediately after the phase 1 project is complete. And then duration wrapping up roughly August of 27.
Again, that is an overview of the process that we have been working through for approximately the past year. And we're very excited to take it in the next steps. This is where this is the tough part. The fun part was designing. The tough part's getting it up and out. And we look forward to working with the board and Dr. Stevens and Ken Kellenbeck, the director, as we move through all the challenges of construction and occupancy. And our team with F.A. Wilhelm is very experienced at this process and will be working very close with us throughout the construction.
Great.
Does the board have additional questions for?
I'd like to make a comment. I have to declare a conflict of interest and will not be voting.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Other questions from board members? Thank you for that, Mr. Pemberton. If not, we are looking for your approval to approve the resolution to award contracts pertaining to Hum's Elementary School project.
So moved.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. It's been a pleasure working with the 4 of you so far. I'm so happy that we've stayed under budget. It's a big deal for our corporation, and we look forward to it. And I hope Mr. Yogi is back there doing a happy dance. So we look forward to it and can't wait to get started. So thank you very much. 9.04, approval of the Colorado timing system for Mishawaka High School. Mrs. Dutoy.
Thank you, President Parks. This purchase was brought to myself and Mr. Callenbach last fall for the athletic department. The swimming timing system is not well, and we found the money within the referendum as it's considered technology, and we'll be replacing it within the next 6 months. So it'll be ready for next swim season.
The dinosaurs will like it back. That's how old it is. Okay, is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. 9.05, public hearing for additional appropriations of funds. The notice for public hearing was published in the local papers on May 22nd, 2025, and May 29th of 2025. School City of Mishawaka has determined that it is necessary to appropriate more St. Joe County money for calendar year of 2025 than the amount that was fixed by School City of Mishawaka Board of School Trustees under Indiana Code 6-1.1. The additional appropriations is needed out of the following funds or funds named for the proposed specifics subject to laws governing the same. So I'm going to open a public hearing at this point. If anyone wishes to make comment, please come to the podium. Don't rush the stage. There's plenty of time. Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing at this point. 9.06, additional appropriations resolution number 2025-002. Mrs. Dutoy?
Thank you, President Parks. I'm asking that the board approve the resolution for the additional appropriation of $1,871,822.25. The money will be split between supplies and curricular rental, so the appropriations are there to purchase those items.
Move for approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 9.07, Education to Rainy Day Fund Resolution Number 2025-003. Mrs. Dutoy?
Thank you, President Parks. I'm just asking that the board approve a resolution to transfer $647,493.98 from the Education to Rainy Day Fund for future purposes.
Move for approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to 10 is policy updates. There's nothing. 11 is superintendent's report and action items. Dr. Stevens?
Thank you, President Parks. As we get close to the end of the meeting, I'll keep my commentary brief, but first and foremost, congratulations to the class of 2025. If you did not know, the ceremony was held outdoors on Sunday, June 8th. You know, Mr. Brew would say he was sweating whether the weather was going to be fine. I knew it was going to be fine all along. You know, even on Friday when they were calling for rain, I knew it was going to be great. But no, for those in attendance, it was absolutely spectacular. It was great to have it outside. And well done, Mr. Brew and your team for making all of that come to fruition. And of course, best of luck to all the graduates of 2025. Next, also from the high school, the Mishawaka High School Band was again the recipient of the Indiana State Music Association All Music Award. So congratulations to Mr. Chamberlain, Mr. Roberts, and Ms. Flanagan for leading their program and students toward another great accomplishment. So well done to those folks as well. Could have had them in the earlier recognition, but I think Mr. Chamberlain's, we've gotten with this before, so throw it in somewhere. Of course, I think Mrs. Lehman talked a little bit about the Made in Mishawaka luncheon. I would just make the comment for those in attendance today, it really is fairly incredible that many people come to show support to the MEF and, of course, by proxy, School City of Mishawaka. Just a room full of people at that event today over at Morris Park Country Club. It's just phenomenal to see. And that is certainly not lost on myself. So thank you to MEF again for that. And last but not least, if you didn't know, this is Mrs. Peebles' last meeting as the point person for board agendas. She's probably pretty happy about that. We appreciate her assistance this past year, but she's not leaving School City. She's simply taking on a new role with Mr. Troyer in student services. And of course, while we thank Mrs. Peebles, we want to welcome Mrs. Smith, who will now be working with the board meeting agendas starting on the July board meeting. So with that, I'm happy to entertain questions the board may have, but if there are none, that concludes my superintendent's report. President Parks, I turn it back over to you.
Thank you very much. Moving on to 12, which is communications. 12.01, public announcements. The next meeting of School City of Mishawaka Board of School Trustees is July the 9th, 2025 at the Administration Center. If there is nothing else to come before the board, this meeting is adjourned. Welcome to School City. We're excited to get to see you. Have a great month.